Good morning, everybody. This is Chris Albanese, Director of Education with Real Estate Academy of Orlando. So welcome this morning. What we want to discuss is what is the current state of the real estate market here in the Orlando area. So what I want to do is show you where to find the information. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is find the local market data. And the best way to do this is through the Florida Realtors website. So we're going to go to the top here, floridarealtors.org. So with a lot of this information, it is available to the public. If you are already a Florida Realtor, you'll have your login information at the top here. For now, we're going to come down here to, on the left-hand side, Research and Statistics. We're going to click on that and then move over to the Florida Market Report. What this is going to allow us to do is take a look at a lot of different reports here throughout the state, whether we want the entire state here, we want metropolitan areas. We can do by county, we can do by zip code. This is going to print out the bottom ones, all of the information for all of the state at once. So for today's purposes, we're going to focus on right at the top here, the MSA area. And we're going to look at the Orlando area, Orlando, Kissimmee, and Sanford. Now up at the top here of the page, you'll see this information is current as of May of 2016. That's the most recent information. So that's the month that we're going to choose here. I'm recording this on July 14th, so the information is a little bit behind, but not very much, and is great for our informational purposes here. So we're going to come down to May 2016, look at single family, and then I like to look at the summary report. It's going to give us all the information we need for today. So click view, and I need to log in here. There we go. All right. Here comes our report. So here's our report now. What we've got in 2016, this is going to compare 2016 versus May of 2015. So right at the top of the screen here, we have closed sales, 3,156. So that 3,156 compares to last year of 2,948, up by 7.1%. So this is, we're up the number of sales. So not necessarily dollar amount, but the volume is up. Paid in cash is $760, whereas last year was $818. Now, what is this telling us is that there's less investors in the market. Typically, the investors are paying almost all cash. We do have a lot of snowbirds that do come down and pay cash as well, in addition to just local homeowners that are looking to buy and pay cash also. But this is now starting to come down significantly. In years past, we saw this number sometimes even in the 50% range. So we're down 7.1% from what we were last year. To me, this is saying that the market is becoming more of the everyday buyer's market. The homeowner who is maybe renting now and looking to buy their first home, or they're trading up from a smaller house to the next size larger. It's a great market to do that now. Sale prices have gone up, but there are still some pretty good deals out there. Next, we're going to look down at median sale price versus average sale price. Starting with the comparison between the two, if we just look at average sale price, there can be a possibility of skewing the numbers high or low. If we have, let's say, a $10 million sale that hits the market, well, that's going to pull all of the smaller average sales, their average sale prices up. On the other side of the equation, if we have a really low price sale, that could skew our numbers down. So the average sale price, unfortunately, does have those outliers in there. I like to use the median sale price. Median sale price, is less susceptible to that skewing of numbers because of the outliers. Median sale price means 50% of the sales are above this number and 50% are below this number. So it really is right in the middle. So where we are as of May is $225,000. If you look at that from last year was $200,000. So the sale prices have gone up by about $25,000. It's pretty good if you're a homeowner, pretty good if you're a seller. Not the best if you're in the buyer's market right now. However, it's still going up. So definitely recommend, if you are on the fence thinking about buying or not, now's the time to do it. Interest rates are still at an all-time low, which means that your monthly payments are going to be as low as possible. Coming down to dollar volume, this is if we just add up all of the sales at their sale price over the year. This is how much has sold. This is not a significant number, really not that important to your everyday home buyer or even investor. This is more of a macroeconomic number here. We won't necessarily use that much for today. Going down to median percent of original list price received. Now, May of 2016, we're looking at 97%. Now, what that number is telling us is, using simple numbers, if the house was listed for $100,000, it should sell for about $97,000. Now, this is an important number for us because this is letting you discuss with your homeowners or your sellers what's they're likely to see in the marketplace. This is also assuming that the house is priced appropriately. If the house is only worth $100,000 and it's listed at $150,000, it's never going to sell for 97% of the list price. But assuming it's priced appropriately, then the house would sell for pretty darn close to list. This is also good information when we're discussing, with our home buyers and our home sellers. If you're working with a buyer that their standard operating procedure is to make their first offer 20% below list price, chances are there's other buyers that are coming in much stronger, and the buyer that's coming in 20% under list price more than likely won't even get a counter offer back. Not in today's market. So we really have to use local information that is relevant and accurate to assist our buyers as best we can. So coming down here, median time on contract. This is 32 days. So from the day we sign the listing agreement and get it into the MLS to when we have a accepted offer, accepted by all parties, buyer and seller agree, about 32 days right now. This is really good news. If you're a seller and you list your house today, you should really start packing your house tomorrow, because it's not going to take very long to sell that house in the current market. Median time to sale is 81 days. This is a little bit lower than it was last year. Last year was about 93 days. Now, the 81 days is now, how long does it take us once we're in contract to actually close that sale? So 30-day closes are great. We love those. But the majority of buyers today are financing. And the banks, they typically cannot close in less than 30 days. It's taking longer and longer these days, about 81 days on average. But you'll see that number has come down by about almost 13% since last year. So doing pretty good there too. New pending sales, 3,065. This is how many houses have gone under contract. New listings, 3,736. So we've added 3,736 new listings in the month of May. Now that's up 1.2% from last year. Good news to see that, because historically we've been very, very low on inventory. This is one of the reasons that's driving our sale prices up and up. And I'll show you that down below in just a minute here. Now if we look at pending inventory, now this is what is out there on the market that is currently under contract. So if we look at all the houses that are on the market that are under contract and not closed, we have 5,132. Now the new pending sales are the ones that just went under contract. The pending inventory is counting not just what went into contract in May, but what is still in contract from months prior than that. Because remember, it takes about 81 days to actually close the sale from the time of contract. So we do have some carryover there. Inventory of active listings, we're down 9.6% from the year past. So 9,604 active listings out there. We need more listings, which is the next number that we're looking at down here, month supply of inventory, 3.5 months. So 3.5 months means that if we don't add any new listings and we continue to sell the houses that we are today, every house going under contract within 32 days, we'll be out of houses completely on the market in just 3.5 months. Now, to give you some information that's useful here, a healthy market would be about 6 months worth of inventory. That's what we'd like to see. Running at 3.5 months and less is really what's driving up the sale prices right now. Now, we could take a look a little bit further down, and we've got a couple of charts here. Closed sales, we can see year over year what's happened since January 2012 through May of 2016. So Florida is a cyclical market. Real estate is always running in cycles, but Florida is more seasonal than other places. So we do see these rises and falls throughout the year for the sale prices. Pretty steady pattern there. Now, if we look at the median sale price, however, now we're seeing the prices rise. A pretty consistent trend line going up here. So starting in January 2011, median sale price was just $125,000. As of today, or as of May of 2016, we're at 225. So pretty significant jump in value in just 4 years, $100,000 over 4 years. It's almost like having another member of the family, bringing in $25,000 a year. Now the inventory, what I was talking about earlier, this is what's really driving up those prices. If we start back here in January of 2012, inventory was high. Sale prices were low, but inventory was high. So there's a good contrast here between supply and demand. If we have more supply without demand, the prices are going to remain down. As this inventory started selling off, we weren't adding any new listings back to the market. This further drove prices higher and higher. We start seeing this inverse again here. Now, as of January 2013, or I'm sorry, June and July, we start adding inventory again, but there is just so much pent-up demand, it's still running the prices higher and higher. So now inventory is on its way back down again. So if you've been waiting in the market to list your house, now really is the time to do it. We're seeing the prices rise higher and higher, and everybody wants to reach the top before they sell. However, prices will always go down eventually. What we're looking at now is a pretty healthy market. If I was going to sell, I would sell today. So this is just a quick snapshot of where we are in today's real estate market. It's currently July 14th. I want to thank you for your time, and if you have any other questions, please visit us online, realestateacademyoforlando.com. Send us an email, info@reaorlando.com. We'd love to hear your feedback and any questions you have. We'll do another video for you. Thanks again.